Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Shaki once again here with a brand new video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my makeup and I'll be telling you guys a story. Yeah, as I do my makeup. Before we continue, please like and subscribe. Show your girl some support. So this story that I'm going to tell you people is like something that happens to most Ugandans. I would say most of the youth. And I think almost every Ghanaian youth has heard of AIM Global. It was like a sensation. It was this kind of thing that, you put on, you invest in money and then, you get more money, something like that. It's kind of like it's a scam. But at that time, we thought it was like a way out, basing on the fact that, some of us in Uganda like struggle to earn small money and even like getting jobs, and so you always like want to get like a way out, get something, and get some quick money. So yeah, when I was in my second year of university, I was added in this group. It was like my primary school group. So somebody that I don't actually know added me in this group, and it was like very nice to catch up with. It was nice like to catch up with these people that I had not like talked to for years. And you know how you remember somebody, but you last talk to these people when you're in your primary school, and it's been years ever since then. So they added me to this group, and I think we had like a reunion at my primary school. And so they needed like contributions, and in this group, like I had very many people, some that I couldn't even remember, you know. So we introduced ourselves, and the sample I actually did remember. And when I was at the university, most especially during this second year, I was so broke, like very broke. Like I hustled in every way possible. I sold almost everything. Like I didn't know what I didn't sell at the university. I sold shoes, I sold clothing, not my own. It was like a side hustle for me. I actually went ahead as selling, porridge, you know. Um, so I literally had to look for every means to survive, on my own, like provide for myself. Yeah, my parents were paying my tuition and they would give me some small, like, money for upkeep. But, as a girl, sometimes this money is not always enough because, like, you have all these things that you need to handle and you can't keep on, like, asking your parents for money. And my parents, they were helpful, but they were not rich parents. And so sometimes asking them for money all the time was like a burden. So I would always opt to do these kind of jobs, um, like, just to avoid to ask them for any money. The conversations kept on going in the group, like people catching up, because it was really a long time since most of the people in the group like had heard from each other. So yeah, and this was where this one particular guy that I actually remember, because during my year at the primary school, he was the head prefect of that school. Lots of people like remembered him because he was head prefect after all. The sample that I had to forget. So yeah, we most of us remember this guy. So, and he came out as somebody who was successful. Yeah, and something to note is when this guy was the head prefect at this school, he was years ahead of me. So by the time he finished, like he finished primary school and I was still in primary school, he was like 3 years ahead of me. Yeah. So came in my inbox and was like, "Hi, can you remind me like which year were you at this school?" And I told him, "Oh, I was at the school in this year and this year." Like, and it was like, "Oh, okay." And so we kept on like talking, like reminding ourselves about these times of the school and what we miss about the school. That like So later on during the conversation, like I saved his contact, and I think he also saved mine. And he would post in suits and stuff like that. And remember, you're at university and you're literally suffering. And he would be posting about these business opportunities. He would post these views of people, like someone would come out saying, I started with this amount and now I have a vehicle and I have this and that. And it'd be like, oh my goodness, I really, really want to be like that. And so one particular day, I was like, I gathered my courage and I was like, let me ask this guy, because I see a lot of people, young people my age, on his status, they're very smart in suits. They have these cars, they're coming out like to testify how this venture is so good, has been like a lifesaver for them. And so I message him and I'd be like, oh, can you please tell me about this thing? Uh-huh. Guy was so happy, and he begins like educating me how everything goes. And he tells me that this venture is like, it's called AIM Global. That was the name of the venture, I think. And I think it was something originating from Asia, I think something like that, you know. It was like the main branch was in Tokyo, something like that. In Japan, I think that's Japan, right? Yeah. And then like they have these branches all over the world, and you know, millions and millions of people have like joined this scheme, and they're literally earning like a lot of money. And I asked him, you know, how to tell me like how this whole thing works. Yeah, and he tells me that what you do is you have to like invest some money. For example, you buy like shares in the company, as they called it. Like you buy shares, and then the shares will like multiply, and also you can earn money from referring to people, stuff like that. hmm And I was like, oh, okay, that seems nice. And I asked him, how much is like a share? He tells me it's 750,000. 750,000. I think right now it's, I think around 300 US dollars, maybe approximately that, or maybe even less. So at the moment, like I didn't have that money, but you know, it was like an interesting thing. And you know how I was like all over the age, like trying to figure out how do I get this money and how do I join this thing. And so, you know how like they tell you something and you literally, you know, you think if you miss this opportunity, you will never get something else like this, you know. So I called my mom and talked to her about this whole thing. I knew actually she didn't have the money, but you know, I was like, okay, maybe she could get somewhere that she could learn it from. And when I get it, you know, I'm gonna make this money in no time. These people have convinced me enough that, you know, it's in a few weeks time you might be already like getting the um you will be already getting the profits from this venture, and you just have to refer. When you refer like two people, your money, you get like two times what you invested, you get. And I was like, oh, that is not bad. Like, so I messaged my mom like very quickly and tell her, mom, I have this business opportunity, you know, there's this thing. And I tell her about everything. You know, there's this a guy, we went to the same school together in primary school, and he's in this venture, and he's actually doing so well for himself. And like try, you know, talking all these nice points so that she can be like, okay, yeah, this is the thing. But you know, my mom is no stupid person. I don't know, maybe I think she had heard of this venture before. You know, I think she had heard of it before, and so she was like, you know what, I don't think you should rush into this thing. You need like to find more about it, you know. Like I then I tell her, you know, I already did, you know, I've been asking this guy for like ages, and I told him to reserve me a spot, and I really need to pay this money. Can you please get me this money? Like I need it as soon as possible because I need to pay the money, or else my spot is gonna be, you know, given to somebody else. Uh-huh. So my mom is like, you know what? I don't think these guys are legit because if it's something that is global, as they say, you don't need to even be rushed. You get like, you can literally, it's gonna be, you don't, it doesn't even need like to refer to anybody because it's a legit thing. And, you know, like at this point, I was thinking my mom, oh, she just wants me like to miss out on this whole thing. So I messaged my dad with the same like with the same urgency that I messaged my mom with, telling him how I need this money ASAP. I'm gonna like you know, I'm gonna make profits, and I'm gonna pay him even two times more than what he's given me. My dad also tells me the same, and he's like, you know what, I don't have the money right now, but even if I did have the money, I don't think I would give it to you. I don't think this business venture is like legit. My dad never like went to school. So what was coming to my mind, okay, I'm not saying that in a bad way, like, okay, my dad never went to school, but okay, he didn't go to school, so, but he's still like a smart guy, you know. So what was in my mind was like, my dad still, you know, has this old school vibe, you know, he will never know that there are other simple ways of making money than, you know, struggling, because he was a business guy at the time, you know. he was selling produce and stuff like that. And this guy also, like, ever since I like showed interest, he's always like on my case asking me, so what's up, have you gotten the money, so what is the next thing, you know, you need to tell me as soon as possible, I need to put your name in the system, you know, like that kind of urgency. He would message me also every single day, and so I was under pressure, like I need to get this money as soon as possible. And so it's quite a lot of money for a Ugandan, most especially the low income earners. That's quite a lot of money, you know. Someone can live a month or two on that kind of money. So they had all these like seminars where people would go to, and sometimes I would be seeing people like that I know going into these seminars, and you know, like it looked like a real thing because it had like all like almost everybody that I know talking about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to make this. I try every corner that I could to make this money, like to look for this money. Yeah, I got a few loans, but you know, not to the money, not to the actual amount. And I wanted like to buy these shares, you know, and I needed to make 750,000 shillings. And at the time I had around 300, and I was like, this money is not enough. I was confident this thing is gonna work, you know. Nobody could convince me otherwise. Like I knew this has to work. And so before like everything, we were already in December, you know, and I still didn't get this money because first and foremost I was a student. I had the urge of like picking up on the tuition money and pay for this thing. Like then later on when I get the money I can replace on to the tuition. But I don't know, God like talked, like I don't know if God was being my protector, because when I got the tuition money, it was actually time for exams. And I was like, you know what, let me first pay for my exams. I don't want to miss out on the exams, you know, because it would be like saddening if my dad gives me this money and then I don't fit for the exams. And this guy, of course, appears for the reunion, and he's still convincing people about this venture. And I'm also interested, and I'm telling him, you know, I've raised up to this amount. Can I pay that? And he's like, no, you know what? I think you can deposit that money, but of course you have to look for the other balance, and I don't need as soon as possible if you want this to work. So I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna like do that tomorrow. And so yeah, everything is going smoothly, and almost everybody goes. And you know, I need to know more, so I stay around and ask this guy, like, you know, trying to convince him that, you know what, despite the delay, I'm gonna get this money. Can you just be patient with me, you know? Guess what? So, like, after the whole thing, now we need to go home. And I'd be like, okay, you know what? I will go home now. We shall meet again sometime, maybe tomorrow. I'll bring the money tomorrow. So, when we're about to go home, the Skype is like, oh, can you please give me some 2,000 shillings? I need money for transport. I didn't carry any money on me. I don't know. I think that was like something that stuck to me and be like, mm-mm. Somebody that is earning millions and millions, you do not have 2,000 shillings to take you home on a border. No, I gave him the money though, and he went home, and I also went home. And the next day, remember I told him I'm gonna pay the other money the next day, the uh, deposit to the 750. And the next day he calls me very early in the morning, like, you know what, let me send you the number on to which you're supposed to deposit the money. And that's when like I get some sense, and I go on the internet and search about this thing, because before that I was like literally going through this guy's, you know, like whatever he was talking to me, like telling me, and all these videos were showing me, like not like posting all over his status. That's what I was like basing on. Like I had never like asked myself, like, go over the internet and search about this thing and see if it's a real deal or not. I just knew whatever this guy says is right. After all, he looks rich. He looks like he has made it. Like you couldn't tell me otherwise. So this, I go over the internet, and like I began my search on this thing, like personal search, without any, you know, convincing or what, on my own. I feel like, you know, I need to do this. And I find people talking about how this global thing, how they scammed them out of their money, and they were telling me how they tell you that you're gonna buy these shares, and then later on they will give you some medical products and they'll ask you to sell them, and how they're getting people from all over the country, from the village, telling them to come to Kampala, and then when they come here they're stranded. They have used their hard-earned money and they have nothing, And so, and I tell him, I don't think I'm interested anymore. Yeah, I'll pass. And I was like saying to myself, oh my goodness, I have survived this. But this whole global thing took a lot of people's money. I don't know if anybody else has heard of AIM Global. If you have, please comment down there and tell me how your story went. So like this point in time I was like, oh my goodness, like I literally survived this thing. So what they actually did is like they had these products like slimming tea, they had mostly herbal products, and they claimed they're coming from Thailand, and others were coming from Japan, and others were coming from Philippines. And actually these products, they claimed they were so good. So when you bought your shares, as they called them, if you bought your shares, you'll be given like a pack of these products, and you would sell these products to people, convince them how these products work and how this whole thing is good, and tell them they can also come in and buy like their own shares and sell these products to themselves. If I had put in this money, it doesn't seem as though it was that much money, but to me that was like a lot of money, because first and foremost I was a university student, a broke university student coming from a poor background. Really, like I do not understand the length people go to just to scam other people. People do scam in every way possible. Like people are thinking every single day of how they're gonna come up with a new scam. Everyone is like cooking up their mind every single day. Because recently I had a very funny scam that is happening around the country. You would literally go to town, like minding your business, most especially the girls, the ladies. You're minding your business, and then somebody will just come to you and begin telling you how you are the one that they've been looking for, and apparently they took you to their place. I think you were dating them, and you stole almost everything, and they would call you this fake name. And and then like before you know it, you'll be having like a group of people like surrounding you, coming like ganging up on you and saying, yeah, you're the one that scammed our friend. And now you try to defend yourself. And as you're defending yourself, somebody else is coming behind you and is grabbing your bag. Like, so, it's just like crazy. People will be thinking of ways of, like scamming you every single day. And whenever you think you're smart, like, oh, nobody can ever scam me, every single day new tactics are coming out every single day, so you never know when it's your time. So just be careful when you're out there, you know be very careful, most especially these quick money schemes. Yeah, and that reminds me, there's actually another scam on, I think these people mostly are scamming on Telegram. Yeah, on Telegram. So somebody would message you over there and be like, you have qualified to be our surveyor. The first survey actually will be for free. And when you do the survey, you will get some money from it. And then they'll tell you the next survey is you're gonna have this survey. To unlock it, you have to pay, because you're gonna earn a bit much money. So you have to pay this kind of amount so you can unlock this survey. And of course, since you earned the first time, you're gonna believe them straight away and say, you know what? That's fine. I'm just putting some small money. They'll ask me maybe for like 10,000 Ugandan shillings, and that's like maybe $2. And of course, you'll be like, okay, I won last time. So what is there's no big deal in putting like the $2, right? And so you will pay this $2, and of course, they will give you the survey, and of course, they'll give you another chance to win, and you will win, let's say 50,000. And now you'll be happy and be like, oh my goodness, I put in like 10,000 and I got 50,000. Oh my god, this is like a jackpot. If I continue doing this in no time, I'm gonna be like very rich. So the next time, of course, they'll tell you, what, the same round you can put in like 40,000 and you're gonna earn like 80 or 100, and of course you'll be happy. You're earning money so quickly, and this is something that you've not worked so hard for. Like, what the heck? So of course you agree and like pay the money and earn like, and you get the money. So of course these things are gonna go on and on. And I've had people like reach to the extent where they are one like they will earn up to like 2 million, and then they'll tell them later on that now this new survey you have to put in like maybe 5 million or 4 million, depending, whatever. And so since you've won prior, like before this whole thing, you will trust them, and then you get your 5 or 8 million, whatever, and you will pay. And guess what? When you pay this money, you will never hear from them again. This will be the end of it. Like, they have taken their portion of what they have been giving you so far, so there is no need to continue this whole scam. So yeah, I've seen people like on TikTok talking about it and how like some people have been scammed. And I saw some lady who was saying they scammed her 8 million from this whole ordeal and stuff like that. And I think scamming is not something that is talked about a lot. And lots of people like fall victim of it. And like I said earlier, like these scammers will always come up with new tactics. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching until the end, and please like and subscribe, and I'll be coming back with a new story. So yeah, please be alert. Thank you for watching. Yeah, see you soon. Love you all. Bye.